I'm making a little bit more progress on the Mustang. I've had to do a bit of an operation on the exhaust system. Basically, the thing wasn't meeting up. So what I've had to do is cut some bits of sprue off, basically, and shape them as best as I can to use them as an infill to fit between the exhaust and the exhaust manifolds. So I've done that as best as I possibly can, and then just glued those in place. And then, as you can see, I've basically used the clamp on here to hold that into position. I'm using the weight of two paint bottles to hold the exhaust down into place, so it butts up against the exhaust manifold on that side as well. I've only just done that, so I'm just going to continue to let those dry overnight, and hopefully the joints should be strong enough to hold. I've also used this clamp as well to kick the manifold out that way slightly, as it wasn't really meeting up with the exhaust too well. Basically, that clamp there and that clamp there were just there to keep the suspension in place, because that wasn't fitting particularly too well either. Again, it's just one of those problems with an AMT kit, really, to be fair. They're the only parts really so far that I've had any kind of major issues with, which is quite surprising, because normally with these kind of sort of AMT MPC kits, you tend to get a lot of problems with, especially with the Pontiac that I've not long finished building. And again, all of these clamps were put in place basically to hold not only the leaf suspension in place, but also the diff and axle as well. The one thing that really boggles my mind on this particular kit, though, is, for some dumb reason, I don't know why, AMT decided that they was going to do a solid steel axle, not only on the rear that goes through the middle of the diff and out the other side, which is perfectly fine. I can understand that. That's, I don't have a problem with the rear part. But they've also decided to use a solid steel rod for the front wheels as well. So basically, you've got a hole that goes straight through the middle of your oil pan, out through to the other side, that your wheels sort of then sit on. And I'm thinking, why did they do that? They've managed to put all of the details into this. Like, sorry, I just bashed the camera. So they've got the details of the hood that opens. You've also got the doors that open. They've also given you little bits of pipe to do all of the HT leads with, and then you've got other bits of pipe to do the rubber hoses that connect up to the radiator. And they also give you two options on the car as well as to how you want it. Do you want it in the normal tune, or do you want the Cobra setup? So you've got all of these varied different options to go through, yet they decided to plonk a steel axle straight through the middle of the engine. The mind does actually boggle on that one. It's I find that a bit weird. But hey ho, I suppose we never really understand the mentality of these people that design models. So if I, whoops, a daisy. So if I just put that back, we've made a bit of progress on the interior as well. There's a little bit of touch up here and there that needs to be done with the white paint, but we can see there we've got the carpet in situ, which is the Yes, the Cardinal Red flock-in material, which is quite good actually. That's nearly run out, mainly because I've done quite a few builds now with Cardinal Red in there. But that does actually look quite good. And then if you can see the back seats, where we've got this part which is just mainly metal, and all of that side, so it's the same body colour. The only thing I'm kind of not sure about is the fact that through this centre console here, there is no handbrake, so I'm not sure whether this particular style of Mustang come up with one of those handbrakes on a rod that you pull up or not, or whether it was a pedal somewhere. Yeah, I'm just not sure, but it kind of boggles the mind a bit that there's no sort of handbrake in there. And then if we go through to and look at the front, you can see that we've got the paint that goes all the way up to the firewall there, and it surrounds the pedals as well. The pedals are actually moulded into the plastic anyway, so all I did was painted those with the black rubber. Then when all the paint was dry, I then put a coat of light sheen clear coat over the top of everything, and then I'll put the carpet on as well, and that's not looking too bad. Quite happy with the progress on that so far. All of the seats have been put together as well now, so they're done, and they also sort of flip down like that as well, which is kind of cool. See, again, you know, they go to that detail, but they still use a metal rod for the axle. You'll hear me say that quite a lot because I'm just amused by that. We've also got the dashboard, so we've got the top of the dashboard painted in the red, and then the edges, as you can see there, in the white. And then we've got the dials there. So we've got a decal that goes across this part and also in those two dials there. The radio is just painted in black. We've got all of the little buttons as well that are painted in chrome. Then we've got the glove box. So on here, that little knob there is going to be painted in chrome, and so is the little Mustang that sits on there as well. So they're looking quite good. We've also made some pretty good progress on the doors as well. So we've got the monochrome on for the handles. I decided in the end that this part, even though it does call for it to be in chrome, I just decided to do it all in one colour, because otherwise with that massive strip it's just going to look stupid, all done in the chrome colour. We've also got the steering wheel put together. And again, as usual, we've got the gunmetal grey in there as well. It's kind of the theme of the car, I think, is a gunmetal grey accents all around, inside and outside. We've also got the Mustang and the horse painted on that side, and then again on that side too, and then we've also got the vents done on that side. We've also painted, put the chrome inside for the lights as well. That's what the badging is looking like on the outside, sorry, on the grille. And then obviously, whoops, that's the hood, just gone for a Bertie. And then we've got the rear that's done. All I need to do really on this is just get all of the lights, etc. on the inside. So yeah, everything's starting to come together on this now. It's starting to look pretty good. The only thing actually that I'm kind of amused by is on the hood. I'm not sure whether, yeah, so you can actually see the pearl white inside of that, but you can't really see it that well in the body, which is really weird. where before you could actually see it really well on the body. Oh, I'm not sure whether I've actually shown you this part as well, actually thinking about it. But we've got the inside completely done with the semi-gloss black as well. So that engine should look pretty good in the semi-gloss. And then as you can see at the back there, we're actually working on the windscreen wipers. We're just taking that really slowly and just building up the paint bit by bit on those. Because they are quite difficult to paint, and especially with my eyes. Having to wear glasses and really needing an eyesight test, it's a bit tricky for me to paint those, so I'm just building the paint up slowly as we go. But yeah, that's about it for the moment. As soon as I made some more progress on this wee beastie, I will come back to you. Making some more progress on the Mustang. We've now got all of the rear suspension put together with the wheels put on. We've also got the front suspension completed as well, with the stupid metal axle that's going straight through the oil pan. And no, I'm not going to give that one up. Going to mention that every time so everybody feels my pain. We've got the exhaust sorted out there, so they're not too bad. They just need a little bit more work on them just to fet them down a bit, but they're in and they're stable. That's the main thing. So that's been done, so happy with that. And you can see there the engine is starting to look pretty good in its little house. So I like that. The interior has now been put together, and I'm not sure whether you're going to be able to see the decals in there, to be fair, because it is fairly dark inside that cabin. You can, there we go, we can see them just about there. So yeah, that's all put together now and looking quite good. We have put the horsey on the on that side there is done in the chrome, and also the button on the lid there, and all the buttons, other buttons in there are done like that. So that's starting to look pretty good. Liking how that's done. Pleased with that. We've also got the doors in place. So the doors have been put together with the little quarter window in there. And it's the same with this one as well. This one's been put together, although unfortunately I am going to need to do some work to this because we got a splodge on there. I don't know how the hell we managed to do that, so I'm just going to have to sort of sand that back a bit, and then mask off everywhere and just repaint that bit. Working on some of the other sub-assemblies as well. It's far easier to do it this way, believe it or not, to actually get the bumper onto the valance, because the bumper actually fits onto the valance like so, and it was a fight to get that on, actually, to be fair. The tolerance on those pegs was so tight, it was unbelievable. But we got that on there, so I can now just apply the whole of that to the back end of the car. We've also got the lights in the front valance as well, so that's looking pretty good. Happy with that. We've also got all of the rear lights on the back of the car as well, so they're looking pretty good. Still working on the windscreen wipers at the front. Just another coat and they should be there, really. And as you can see there, I've actually filled up all the holes where the injector pin markings were, and all the holes that I caused trying to get rid of the injector pin markings. That's been drying overnight now, so I just need to tidy those up, and then I can actually paint the roofy areas, the interior areas of that roof in the red, and then that'd be done. The only one thing that I've actually got left to do on this really is the raised Ford lettering. Again, I think I'm going to do that in the metallic gunmetal grey. I think that's going to look quite good on that. It's I am liking the contrast between the grey and also the black there. So that's working out quite nicely, really. I'm liking how that's turning out. So yeah, that's about it for the moment. I just need to sort of really now focus on getting the work done to the interior, so I can get the roof painted red, and then we can take it from there. The other thing that we have done, I only bring one out, but we have actually put the decals onto the little registration plates that you get with the kit, so they're on, ready to go in as well. So yeah, as I say, happy with the progress on this so far. Nothing's biting my bottom at the moment, which is always good, especially for an AMT kit. I'm sitting here wondering, you know, what's going to happen somewhere along the line, because I know something is. I'm just bracing myself for it, or is this, you know? But I'm hoping for a straightforward build. You never know, if this goes right, then that'd be an amazing stance for an AMT kit. But that's about it for the moment, guys. I will come back to you as soon as I've done some more work to this wee beastie.